everyone, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. I'm at the LA Auto Show today, and I wanted to bring you footage of a car. It's a Ford, but it is a supercar made by Ford now, and it is a GT3 class car. And so I wanted to kind of do a comparison on the new ZR1 and just kind of let you know what I think maybe GM should have done different about the ZR1 that Ford has done with this car. Now, I know they're completely different price ranges. We've got a 300,000 plus car sitting behind us, and the ZR1 is probably not even going to hit 200,000 for a sticker price, a base price. So there are going to be major differences, like the entire body of the car is carbon fiber, and then most of the car has carbon fiber on it. Now, I think these are packages as far as the rear diffuser, the side rocker, the front splitter. I think this wing is standard, but this thing has DRS, so that is something that came from Formula One cars. When they hit a straightaway, this spoiler, when you're wanting the highest top speed possible on the straight, it reduces the drag. So that's what DRS stands for, is drag reduction system. And when you need all the downforce, it pops up into the highest downforce position and gives you the cornering ability. Staying out back here, this thing has massive pipes in the rear. As you can see, those things are open. The tires on the rear are 345, so just like the ZR1. Massive rubber back here. And they are the Cup 2Rs. So see there, 345 30 ZR. But what's really impressive about this car is the front tires. The front tires are 325s. You just don't see that on any cars nowadays. Most, even the ZR1 has 275s up front. This has 325s. One thing I don't like about the front end here is the dive planes are kind of a matte finish instead of carbon fiber, whereas you got the giant front splitter in carbon fiber. And then you've got this massive hood with huge intakes to cool the front engine that produces over 800 horsepower. And then these side vents, these are actually for downforce as well. Those get rid of turbulent air coming over the front of the car and really helps the front end grip. And then the entire roof is carbon fiber as well. But what do you guys think of this color? This color I think is phenomenal. This is a very exotic. You can see how it's kind of changing tint as you're walking around it, but it's, to me, a very exotic color, especially for a Mustang. It'd be pretty sweet if they had something like this for the Corvette. It's kind of like an ice blue, so it's almost like ceramic matrix gray, but it's a little bit darker blue. And what's interesting is you got pretty large side intakes there as well. Those, I would assume, go to the massive brakes. I'm not a huge fan of the wheels. They're not bad, but I would have more of an open spoke on this car. Keep them as light as possible. Now, they do have an option for full carbon fiber wheels on this thing. And by the way, that's clearance over there, UndrDog 252. The cues that they should have taken from the GTD are right here on the front fender. I love everything about this, but this right here should have been changed. There should have been the venting there for the extra downforce. And also, I wish they would have put the fender flare over here on this side, which I'll show you a picture of right now. The C8R has this awesome fender flare right there. And then obviously the bigger rear diffuser is also another thing that I think they should have done. But my number one wish that they would have done for this car is give us a DRS system rear wing. So they've spent a lot of money on this huge, gigantic carbon fiber wing. They could have given us a drag reduction system wing, which is an active aero piece of technology. But I think, you know, we're looking at $130,000 to $140,000 less for this car than that GTD. So big difference. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the comparison of the two. All right, so this is Larry Anthony. You guys see him on the lives and on my channel in the comments. He's a great friend, and he actually drove us today to the LA Auto Show to show us around. And what are your thoughts on the Mustang GTD?
Nice and zoomy, but I like my Z06 much better.
So
Mike and Clarence and I are here having a great time.
Yes, we are.
It's a reunion for us because we first met at the Z06
That's
unveiling 3 years ago at the Peterson. So friendships continue, subscribers are loyal, and we get together and enjoy ourselves.
It's amazing. So your thoughts on this compared to the ZR1 coming
You know,
out?
if Ford's going to do something, where do they take it? You start with a Mustang and then make it as zoomy as possible
Right.
with ground effects and wings, spoilers, everything else. You know, it's a good attempt at, you know, Ford's supercar. I don't know what had happened in a drag race between my car and this, but it'd be a lot of fun. Paint job, nice effects with the carbon fiber.
Right. But one of the things that I said in the very beginning of this video is, could Chevy take some design features from this and put on their ZR1 or Zora, because this thing is pretty built up. I mean, it's a $300,000 car, but there's a lot of things on this that you're not going to get on the ZR1.
Well, and you know, you and Clarence and I were talking today about how the next evolution, the C9 as it were,
Right.
could probably use some smoothing,
Yes.
some streamlining.
Right.
Perhaps not with the fender grill like this car has, but maybe in making the swoop part of it smoother as it flows front to back, and especially around the back fenders.
Sure.
Scoops are scoops, they're necessary. This wing looks even, shall we say, more elaborate or more engineered, but to the extent of, you know, the overall, you know, the rocker panels and the twin spoilers as they have it down here, it's one manufacturer's idea, and they can, you know, borrowing ideas, as flattery is the best, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Copying is the best sense of flattery. So,
Right.
you know, it's a worthy car and has its audience.
Yeah, so one of the design features that I think they should have taken from something like this is that DRS wing for the ZR1, because then you get kind of the best of both worlds. Instead of having a wing where you can't adjust the drag on it, that actually adjusts the drag. So when you're hitting top speeds, like the ZR1 hits 233 miles an hour, but it can't do it with the ZTK wing. It can only do it with no wing on the back. It may have been able to do it with that just because
Could be.
that thing lays down and reduces the drag. But
I like the pipe effect.
I do too.
The large,
yeah, they're huge.
the big breather pipes.
And you can see into them, and they're the real deal.
Yeah,
They're
there's
not
real
like,
there's real exhaust mufflers behind those.
yes, exactly. Yeah, so there you go. That's Larry's thoughts on the car. That's also my thoughts. I think that Ford probably did a fantastic job on this, but we're going to see in the long run, we're going to see how it performs on the tracks compared to things like the Z06 and the ZR1. But you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, whether you like this or not, whether you think GM should take some design features from this and maybe add them to special cars, like especially the Zora. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to Brink of Speed, and there will be many more videos from this show coming to you. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you out on the road.